I'd like to say one short word about this process of the development of the roadmap. As you know, there was a very strong pre-conference consultation process that resulted in the reports that have been provided to us. And it was from my view, a big addition to this conference to have these comprehensive reports available to me before I came here. We've now got this time, we've had the entire time of the conference to think about the actions that are urgently needed to promote stewardship in Canada. And we have this session this afternoon for more concrete input that's focused directly on the development of the roadmap. There also is a period of time from now to July 19th for the conference forum, which is available online, for any further written views and comments that you go home and think maybe needed to be added to the suite. Now, this can just be reconfirming in writing things that you bring forward today. It can be things that you think on reflection and hearing others' views need to be added to the mix. Or it can be things that you might want to raise with colleagues when you return home and have input from a broader range of people than attended the conference. This short time frame is intended to allow the development of a completed roadmap in a very ambitious time frame. And again, one of my regrets from the conference in Victoria is it took us so darn long to get the material from the conference out into the hands of the world that I suspected that it was beyond the time that people even remembered they'd gone. So, and it was on my desk for some of that time, so I have a huge amount of guilt about it. So I admire this very short time frame of getting your thoughts back quickly when you get home. The conference organizers have contracted with the Center for Environmental Stewardship and Conservation to have them compile, to write, edit, and produce the actual roadmap document and provide that back to the conference committee by the middle of September. Now, the benefits of that are many. It allows a quick time for you to see back the contents of the roadmap and for other ideas to be generated from getting it back so quickly. It allows for it to be delivered as a conference product to other organizations. The Director General of the Canadian Wildlife Service, Virginia Potter, yesterday or the day before, offered that she would take conference results to the Canadian, the federal, provincial, territorial wildlife directors meeting, a very generous offer that will put it in front of a number of decision makers for whom it will be very relevant. There is the hope that it will go to the Canadian Council of Ministers. It allows for, during the fall and the winter time, for the formation of a working group of participating agencies that will be able to take the work further. The hope is that it will lead to the development of a document that will be more comprehensive as a plan for stewardship in Canada. And it allows for a period of time very quickly to begin consultation on planning and defining first steps. And hopefully it will be a document that will be a very valuable tool in seeking initial funding for this work. So that's the process that's in front of us, and I think that this time frame makes it much more realistic for it to happen because it is short. So I'd really urge you, when you go home, to not just forget about the July 19th deadline. There may be things that you think can be provided in writing to support what you said here, or things that really you need some time to really think about the specifics of. If you have ideas about the definition, recommendation number 1, a more specific definition of stewardship, that's an opportunity for you to provide those comments in writing. Just a couple of quick thoughts that I have and observations from the last couple of days before I ask our speakers to inspire us further. I've noticed that there have been a number of very common themes in the specific actions that people have talked about. There is a really recurring theme around the urgency of actions, the need for things to happen very soon. We've heard lots of people talk about about habitat loss, about the problems associated with global warming and climate change, about the loss of biodiversity, and people feel a real sense of urgency for action. There is very strong support for maintaining and encouraging more grassroots actions. People see that Canadians have a very strong stewardship ethic, and there's a real desire to find ways that that stewardship ethic in our citizenship is imprinted on public policy generally, and that it becomes part of what we consider business as usual. There's a frustration about a lack of progress, about the continued deterioration on many major fronts. I think that I've also heard that there is a real desire to ensure that we don't duplicate efforts, that we instead bridge gaps and reduce fragmentation, but that we don't duplicate things that are already occurring